sometimes as a fire investigator conducts the scene investigation, we perform a whole wide array of different duties, but sometimes it's necessary to bring other folks in. For like a engineer. As you see here in this photo, this is an engineer in a testing laboratory. It could be Donan's component testing laboratory, or CTL for short. We can collect that range and send it there, and they can do some further testing and stuff on it with an engineer. And Donan does have two control testing laboratories, one in Louisville, Kentucky, or Simpsonville, Kentucky, and a new one just opened up in Las Vegas, Nevada. So we can send that to them, and they can do some testing and stuff on it to help us better identify any kind of mechanical or electrical failure with the range itself. We also have it, to a normal lab that can take and we can collect samples and stuff and take it to them. As you see here, once we collect that range, we'll wrap it up with shrink wrap, and we'll wrap it all over. And most of the time, you won't even be able to see the range itself. It's got so much shrink wrap on it. You might be able to see it a little bit, but we do that to kind of preserve any and all debris and everything that's inside that range so that we don't lose anything. And we'll send it to the laboratory. Here you'll find 3 different types of samples that we collect. They're all debris samples. They all come from the top of the range. And we'll collect just the debris from the top of the range on occasion if we need to, and send that to the lab for testing. The second photo is debris collected from within that pot and pan that may have been used. And then the other one is just an example of probably the first can that you see over there. That's what's inside of that can, just the debris off the top. But we use those and we send them to a certified laboratory and for testing for ignitable liquid residue and fatty acids. But one thing to keep in mind as well, the ignitable liquid residue test runs a little over $200, and which doesn't seem to be a whole lot, but the fatty acid test is a little bit more expensive, and it typically runs about $500, a little over $500. So, samples can get kind of costly from time to time, but it's very well, it's a very good tool to help us determine whether this was something that somebody may have done intentionally, or whether or not it was an accidental type fire. So another thing that we can do at control testing laboratories is x-rays. We think about x-rays of our legs and stuff, and that's what we do with components of the range from time to time. If we need to, we can take x-rays. And you see both of these here are x-rays of the control panel and the heating element control switches. And we're looking for breaks in those wires that we may not be able to see with our eye. If we can get a switch good enough, we may be able to tell what position that is in without opening it up. We use those x-rays for that from time to time, and that is available to us at the CTL.